There we go.
That's the light.
Check. That doesn't look bad. All right, Joe. Check.
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 Looks good. All right. Okay. Let's see. This is all pre-show, so I'll either edit it or I'll leave it in because it's pretty fun sometimes. But yeah. All we're gonna do is we'll do the welcomes, and then we'll do the jump in. I think we're gonna have Gene in a little bit. And
how's that?
I don't know. After he talked.
Okay.
Joe, and click the volume up. Yeah. Turn it up a couple notches. That might. Yeah, that looks good. All right, Joe. Check.
Check.
Okay, that looks better. All right. Let's see. All right. Good deal.
I literally have nothing written in my notebook, so.
Ooh, man.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, good evening.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Looking forward to this.
All right.
Super duper.
Excellent. Yeah, don't get your hopes up. It's not great. It's just a thing. It's nothing amazing.
No. Yeah, no.
Oh, come on now.
I've been doing this for 3 years.
We're very disorganized.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But, all right. Yeah, Gene. The thing is, Gene might try calling in. He called 16 minutes ago, so. Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Could you tell him to just call my phone? But that wouldn't work because you can't plug both. Never mind.
Yeah, we could probably actually put him close to the thing and have him talk. But then you turn the volume up, which you don't have. Which I don't have. That's the thing. But, all right. Okie dokie. That looks good. The sound check is good. Everything looks good. It's recording pretty. I got a picture of the sound. Already posted it. Yep. It's all good. It's on the dang Facebookies. We're good. Also, we do cuss, so just a heads up, we are an explicit podcast, so we don't get monetized very much. So just a heads up.
Yeah, we don't hold back.
No, we've been doing this for 3 years, and our podcast has made $2.22 so far. So
yeah.
Wow.
Once we make $10, we can cash out and buy gum.
Oh my God.
That's our goal.
You need to do a GoFundMe page.
Yeah, that's so bad. No. Yeah, that's.
I think there's other people who need it.
Kalimas and beer.
Yeah, the Kalimas and beer might be That might be our movie to talk about pre-fun. But yeah, that might be a fun thing.
Send us to the movie on Tuesday. You won't regret it.
Yeah, that would be a fun.
Yes. Send us for Kalimas and beer.
You might regret it.
You might regret. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not preface.
We help your chorin. We help you get through your chorin is what we do. Sorry, that's all we do. So you can have something to listen to while you fold your laundry is what we're known for mostly.
Is it?
Worldwide,
there
actually.
There are people who actually do like podcasts while they're folding their laundry, who do like visual ones.
Oh man.
While they're folding their laundry and listening to music and talking to you.
What? That's great.
Get you through folding your laundry. So, I mean, that's a real thing.
Wow.
That's a real service to humanity.
That is a service to humanity. I couldn't even fathom that thought. Wow.
Yeah, and it's so boring.
Of course it would be. You're talking. You're listening to somebody talking to you while you're folding your laundry. Is that what it is?
And they're folding their laundry on video.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah,
I gotta note that. Damn.
Because this exists in the world. I've seen it.
Laundry.
Because laundry is a struggle for a lot of people.
That's understanding.
Wonderful. I have a method to avoid that, where I just do one load of laundry a day. And I do that load of laundry.
And
Gene's trying to call in.
And we're gonna no. I wish we could do a duel, but that'd be so weird. I don't think that would work.
I really don't. It hasn't worked in the past.
It does. We tried Zoom.
Did you message him and tell him?
No, I did not.
I will.
All right, good deal. But yeah, we tried the Zoom during COVID. It worked good. The sound was kind of interesting because we had about 5 people on Zoom. But it was kind of hectic. If people had their headphones on and they were just kind of focused, it would have worked a little better. But there's a couple episodes back there where we tried Zoom a couple times with Clayton, and it was fun times. Fuck. 450.
Why isn't Gene's phone number? Was Gene not in my?
Okay, edit. I just had to edit like a name just then. Damn it.
Okay.
That's how easy it is. Then I have to write it down. Shit. We don't use our last names. Sorry.
Gene is one that was not added to my contact list, but luckily I know his phone number because it's one digit off from mine.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Okie dokie.
Okay. How do I add?
I have no clue how to work an Apple phone. Apple phones are the devil.
Yes. Yes. Plus, they're too expensive.
That too.
Well, I didn't buy it. It was given to me.
It's like an Apple III, I think, or something really archaic.
It's like an 8 or a 9, actually, but okay.
In 2023, it's an 8 or 9. So there you go, Apple people.
Yeah.
Our iPad listeners and people that use the iPhones, it's a 2023, and she's using Apple 8 or 9 possible phone. So that lets you know. And the speaker's gone out, and so she has to use a headphone Bluetooth thingy just to make it talk. So good. So
okay, but then this comes up when I type it in.
Oh, what is that?
Gene mobile. So why is he not in my contacts if it knows his name?
Maybe it's under Gene Mobile? I don't know how to work an iPhone. I don't know.
It's not under the letter G. Oh, never mind. Yeah, it is.
What? There you go. And there's your sign, my friends. All right, let's get this shit let's get this rolling. This is 6 minutes in. Oh yeah, this is pre-show sounding. Yeah, 6:40. Start show. Start. SHOE 45. All right, we've done. Ready to check. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm just messaging the message.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Chainsaw Bar. I'm your host, Mike. Tonight we're joined with a special guest and the usual rogues gallery of
Madeline.
And our special guest this week, whose pronouns are he, him, is...
And Joe.
And feel free to introduce yourself, special guest. That's for you, Joe. You can introduce yourself as... to the internet podcast listening broadcast.
This is Joe, a transplanted Yankee.
Oh, holy shit! Oh, we gotta
calling yourself out.
Whoa, we gotta keep you separated from Gino. I forgot about that factor.
I'm a double dam.
Oh man!
I moved here and married a local.
Oh my!
Oh damn! He bought into the system. This guy
heard that. Well, if you don't know Joe, I am Appalachian. I was born here. My parents are from here. My grandparents and several back. But I was raised in Oregon, so kind of similar. Similar, not a Yankee though.
Yeah, you're West Coast. I'm Midwest.
Ah.
Yeah. Although, like, my parents met in the Midwest. My father was from here, and my mom was from Wisconsin. Up north Wisconsin, and they met in Kansas, and then we lived most of my up to 7 or 8 in Kansas and Wisconsin, and then here a little bit. So I
thought Minnesota too.
Not so much Minnesota. No, actually Minnesota at all. Mostly Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And then we went up to Red Lake every once in a while. So that's where my mom is. Red Lake, Wisconsin was where my mom's tribe is from, and we'd go up there a little bit and visit her uncles and aunts and stuff. But mostly is Eau Claire, Wisconsin, through the early 80s. Like, early 80s, because, like, the late 70s, I remember, like, being in the Arctic tundra of Kansas and Dad deer hunting, then deer hunting in the tundra of Wisconsin. He was a deer hunter and rabbit hunter. Horrible animals. Stinky, gross, nasty. Ugh. Worst smells ever.
Yeah.
Did you ever hunt pheasant?
I haven't hunted anything, actually. I'm not like a hunter. It's like, I don't want to just, except for fish. I will hunt a fish. I will fish for a fish. I will hunt a fish. A trout. Anything that I can eat that's a tasty trout animal, fish animal.
You should have seen the trout in the river today. Vincent was bound and determined he was going to just catch one with his hands. They were leaping. They were like 14, 15 inches long.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's
beautiful.
Awesome.
But it was on, Parkway property.
Yeah.
Catch and release, son, if you can catch it with your hands.
Yeah, you can catch it and release it, but yeah.
Which you can. I've seen him do it at least twice.
Yeah, they went up to the Ooktang hole up there in the park behind the visitor center there. There's a deep hole there where the Raven Fork and the Oconalefty meet. And we call it the Ooktang hole after the legendary serpent with a gem in its head. Cherokee legend. It's super cold. It's super warm. And it's an experience. If y'all ever come up here to the mountains and you're in the Cherokee area, there's a hole there we call the Ooktang hole. And it's Arctic.
You won't know it.
You won't know it. But you'll know once you're in it, your body starts like saying, get out, get out.
It's where the rivers meet. And yeah, I put my feet in the water. That's as far as I got.
That's probably the other end. That's not the way
I was like, to John, our possible guest tonight, he's like, how bad is it? And I'm like, it's going to hurt. It hurts when you get in, but you'll acclimate to it. He stood out there probably 20 minutes, like balls deep, and was like, I'm not doing it. Should I do it? And I was just like, do what you're comfortable with, because that's how I feel. Yeah. I got in as high as my calves, and I was like, this is good. This is a good place for me.
He put his arms in, you said, too.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was pretty much frozen. He was frozen.
Yeah.
He was an ice cube probably at that point.
Yeah, there were some tourists standing there when they saw our boys like run and jump. Oof. They were like, oh, you're brave. I was like, nah, that's nothing for them. They grew up in this river. In the cold part of the river. The Ravensford.
Yeah, that river is probably 49 degrees or something.
Oh, it's less than that.
It's horrifying.
I guarantee
it's
you.
It's super cold.
Because I'm from Oregon, and the ocean is basically 42 degrees year round on the 42nd parallel where I lived. Yeah, it's that cold, and we go swimming. But anymore, you know what? I don't have to. I don't have anything to prove.
All right, let's get this started. Let's keep getting this started. All right.
Oh yeah.
We usually do. We've done intros, so let's get to the big question here, Joe. If we're going to keep you on the podcast, what are your top 10 favorite horror movies this month, say, or in general?
No, it's usually in general.
In general, yeah. Your general
top favorite of all time. Did you just drop that on him without telling him before, like you did to me?
Yeah, 100%. Not 100%. All right, top 10, Joe.
Top 10 horror movies.
Okay, Creep Show, the series. They're always good.
That's a TV show.
Stephen King's Pet Cemetery, both the book and the movie.
Ooh, man, I've never read the book, but love the movie.
Oh, read the book. It's great.
Fantastic.
The Fly with Jeff Goldblum.
The 80s Fly. Yeah,
nice. Yeah, the 80s Fly.
I thought it was in the 90s.
This was fairly new. Jordan Peele's Nope.
Nope.
About the aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Love that one.
Ex Machina.
That was incredible. Like, I watched that in theaters twice. I can't disagree. That was an incredible film for what it was. It was, like our friend Johnny, you know Johnny, like, we went and watched it. I watched it again, and it's, that film, it will grasp at you because it feels so surreal. Love that film. It's just like Ghost in the Shell meets just like horror meets psychological thriller. It's so weird. It's hard to explain. All right. Woo,
and
that's
the
a great
tie into Ex Machina is Westworld, either the original movie or the HBO series Westworld.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, no, the Yul Brynner one terrified me as a child.
Yeah.
As a child, I was so scared of that.
Never even.
And I haven't watched, even though I heard the series is good. I'm like, I don't know that my heart is ready because Yul Brynner, yeah.
What a genius! I love Yul Brynner. He's such a different kind of face and look.
Yes,
he had something unique about him that was just like really, actually, honestly, unique. Loved Yul Brynner.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That show really, or that movie, terrified me as a child.
Yeah.
Good
it's a good tie-in with all the artificial intelligence stuff that's going on now.
Oh yeah, no. Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think maybe I intuited that as a child.
Oof. Yeah. The way we're going now, yeah, that's the future of our downfall, I'd say. Good grief. Oof. Yeah. Ooh, frightening. What else you got? Let's keep going with this.
Okay. The 1990 version, Stephen King, not the newer one from 2017, but the original one.
Tim Curry.
The clown, the spider clown.
The original Tim Curry one. Yes.
Yeah.
The Tim Curry masterpiece.
I think the remake was good.
Go ahead.
I think the remake was good, too, though.
Oh,
I didn't hate it.
Did they do it? Oh, you go ahead, Joe.
This one's a 60s movie, Psycho.
Oh, yeah, that's on my list.
That's on my list.
Yeah, love Psycho. Love a frickin' Psycho. Ugh. Norman Bates.
Coming in at number 3 is a new one, The Pope's Exorcist.
Oh, you've seen that. I do want to pick your head on that one because I have not seen that. I've heard it's good.
Oh, it is good. It is good. It's funny, but it's scary.
Oh, that's it. Didn't really think it was even remotely scary. Okay.
I like a funny, scary movie.
Okay, that's cool.
If it's actually funny.
if it's
Coming in at number 2 is another Jordan Peele, probably his best one, Get Out.
Get Out.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Get Out was the first one I seen by Jordan Peele. Like, I watched Get Out. He had the one before it, didn't he? There was one just before that?
Yeah.
I did. Us?
No. Mother. Shit. Fuck.
What was the first one he did? Do you remember?
It was the one with...
Keanu, I think.
No, Keanu is great.
Keanu's
that's not a horror.
That's not horror, but yeah, that was
I was
great.
thinking...
Keanu was so fun.
It's the one with Octavia...
Jones? No.
Spencer?
Octavia Spencer. Yeah, you've got the Google. Google up, Google girl.
Well, I always get Octavia Spencer and Octavia Butler confused. But Octavia Butler is the sci-fi writer.
Oh, yeah.
And Octavia Spencer is the actress. And the movie was called... Can you just work for me, please?
Joe, is your number one movie another Jordan Peele or not?
No, the number 1 is The Exorcist.
Oh, you're an exorcist. Okay.
Yes.
I'm seeing
I saw it in 1973 at midnight in Washington, D.C.
Ooh.
And right after the movie, we went to the steps from the movie.
Oh, you guys went down to Georgetown after that? Woo!
Yes.
Oh, my God. How many people? Yes. Ooh. Was there a lot of people that went?
We walked to the steps and went to the top and looked down.
Lucky. That's an experience.
You talk about, and one other little tidbit, a fraternity brother of mine that year was an extra in the movie.
Oh.
Yeah. So we had to go see it and see him in the movie.
Oh, that's fun. What'd you think of it the first time you watched it? I know you went seeing it to see your friend in the movie too, but did he give you any heads up on what you were about to experience? Or did he even know? No,
he didn't tell us anything about it.
Oh,
the whole thing we had to go by was word of mouth and, the movie poster and, but had to go to the midnight showing.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely after dark, but holy hell. That's an experience. That's one of the experiences you see on TV as a documentary of things happening to somebody And yeah, that's incredible. Oh, but then you could just go to the steps too and just look at them. That's freaky.
The Exorcist is one of those movies that I went back and watched after I had children and found it like incredibly upsetting. Like that, it totally changed the mood for me because I went into like, what if, as a mother, I just identified with the mother so much and what suffering she was enduring.
Oh yeah.
Just trying to protect her child. That it really is. It's a masterpiece, but it's one of those movies that also I told my kids, if you want to watch it, you have to read the book.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Damn. Well, my coulda, shoulda, woulda would have been Rosemary's Baby.
And that's another one she will not watch for reasons we talked about on the last podcast. But
okay.
Yeah, we are very anti.
See it and read the book.
We should read the book, not see the movie.
I know I would love the movie. I know he's a good director, but it's just that he's a bad person.
Yeah, we're anti Roman Polanski here because he's just a scumbag.
Well, everybody should know.
Yeah,
everybody should know why to be anti Roman Polanski by now, and also the guy who directed Powder and Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah. I don't even think he'll ever. If he's still alive, he can't be back into this country. He's banned.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Yeah, if he
and that's it. It's just that I won't give him my money. I could pirate it.
Yeah, we could pirate stream
sure.
it.
Should I say that on live?
Of course. We've already established that we will pirate television and movies if we have to. But yeah, for those kind of films, like we don't want them getting any kind of money off it.
I don't want him getting any money off me.
Sure.
That's it. And I'm sure it's an excellent film.
It's highly, highly regarded.
I know it is. But like for me, like divorce the art from the artist. Not if the artist is making money off of me.
Oh, that's
and is
fair.
A piece of shit. Like certified piece of shit. Like there's some people they haven't proven anything about it. It was just accusations, but
yep.
Roman Polanski and
Powder's director.
I can never remember his name even.
Jeepers Creepers director,
yeah.
They're currently on our band list.
I'm gonna find it.
But yeah, Rosemary's Baby is on the watch list.
His name is Victor Salva.
Victor
One more time for the folks to the back.
Victor.
Convicted pedophile.
Did he flee the country?
I think he did.
Yeah. He did like Pulaski. They fled the country to France or something to hide out.
Well, Victor Salva is in Germany, I think.
Oh, weird. But yeah, still not going to come back to this country and not make anything here because he'd go directly to jail, do not pass go. Probably.
I hope so.
Hope so. So
wish a motherfucker would.
Yeah. All right. We've been running. So it kind of makes it's a moot point at this point for my usual fun opening. Because this is kind of got a little weirdly dark, but usually in some shows and episodes I do this. Let's do some quick questions to get your mind popping.
Yeah, let's go ahead and switch frames there.
Yeah. So, oh man, let's go with who wants the first question?
Joe does.
Joe does want the first question. All right. Of these three, Joe, which would be your biggest summertime fear? If you had a summertime fear to think about and actually possibly be something that could happen, which of these three would it be? Would it be sharks, mutant mosquitoes, or motel bed bugs?
Oh, motel bed bugs.
Oof. Yep. That's a good one. All right, this one comes next to Maddie.
I don't get to answer that question?
Nope, no.
Okay.
Well, actually, yeah. Yeah, go ahead and answer it. Yeah, it's a
because I don't have an answer, but any of the insect-borne diseases, definitely. And that includes ticks.
So you'd be...
Mutant mosquitoes. Bed bugs. Lyme disease.
All right, so
not even mutant mosquitoes, just mosquitoes in general, because I've had encephalitis and it really sucks.
So you're going to go with which one? Bed bugs or
I've also
mosquitoes?
had chiggers.
For summertime.
They're all summertime, Mike.
I know.
Yeah, all of the above.
Chiggers.
Yeah, summertime definitely freaking...
I'm definitely not afraid of sharks. But the insect ones...
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
And I don't think I'm going to stay at a place that has bed bugs, but it could happen, and I have stayed at those kind of establishments where they could.
You hit a damn roach motel just at the beach, and then boom, you got damn bed bug bites. You're out sitting around a fire and then immediately getting attacked by mosquitoes. Or you're in your house and you get attacked by a house shark. Who knows?
Or, like, Oliver has these mysterious bug bites, and he said it's from sitting out on the roof at night. And Vincent I was like, it's probably no-see-ums or mosquitoes. And Vincent's like, no, there's these things called bobflies, and they lay their eggs in your flesh.
What? No.
And they eat you from the inside, and I'm like, that is not a fly. Maggots don't do that. Maggots they only eat necrotizing flesh.
Right.
So I don't know what these are, but he sounded like he actually knew what he was talking about, if anybody knows. That's another thing I'm terrified of.
All right, so is it mutant mosquitoes?
Some mutant fly is laying larvae in my kid's flesh.
Oh.
It doesn't even have to be a mutant mosquito. Mosquitoes in general, I'm highly allergic to them. I don't heal from it.
So you're going to go with mosquitoes then, eh?
Yes, mosquitoes.
All right. Me, of course, it's always sharks.
It's always going to be sharks.
Sharks in my house, sharks in the
river. It's going to be the alpha predator for you. I don't think you understand what an alpha predator is, mosquito. That chick is the alpha predator.
Yeah.
And she loves my blood type.
Yeah, the alpha predator, that female mosquito, she's a bitch and she's a killer. She will fucking... Oh, yeah.
And every time I kill one, I say, devil, just come on back if you ever want to try it again. Every time.
Every time. All right. So
after the first time, every time.
All right. So I'm going to jump to the popping question number 2, and I'm going to choose myself.
Wait.
Favorite summertime movie? Jaws.
Yeah, that is.
Round robin. Who wants the next favorite summertime movie?
Horror movie?
I guess. I didn't specify, I just thought it was fucking... It's summer.
If I had to do like a summertime horror movie, it'd probably be like Sleepaway Camp.
Cool. But if you're just doing a summertime movie...
I just said that.
Okay, good choice. Joe, what you got?
Good summertime movie would be right up your alley, Jaws.
Yep. Jaws is a good one.
The original.
The first one, yes. Yep.
No, he has to watch all of them, Joe. He has to watch all of them in succession.
No, I mix it up. I have to watch Sam Kane.
A Jaws movie.
I have to watch Jaws. I have to watch the Kane, and then now that I got like Jaws in 3D without 3D glasses. That was great. And yeah, there you go. So I watched them all, but like,
oh my god,
Michael Caine and Jaws. I gotta watch that second.
Who was the actress in the second Jaws? In Jaws 2, it was somebody from like Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh no, I don't remember.
I'm Google girl. Hold on.
Google that up. All right. So that will bring us to question 3. But other than Jaws, summertime movie? Man, I don't know. Like, I like a summertime movie, and it's probably, if I was going to just be a chill summertime film, I'd probably watch something like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Because that feels like San Dimas is summertimey feeling. It's just kind of a feel-good film. If I was just wanting something to just kind of watch during the summer, it'd probably be something like that.
Yeah.
Not horror related, but like just a summertime movie. Maybe The Sandlot even. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not sure that
those are great summertime films, but horror-wise, definitely it's got to be Jaws. All Jaws.
I'm thinking of Jaws 3D.
Although The Meg now is kind of getting there. And Sharknado was like a 7-year run where me and the boys would be looking forward to it every summer. And that was a blast. So Sharknado has a place in my heart.
Yeah,
also.
One of our kids actually had Sharknado pajamas at one point.
Oh, I love Sharknado films.
It was Jaws 3, Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson, Jaws 3. What was Jaws 3 called? What was it?
It was called Jaws 3D.
3D. So good. But, yeah.
I don't know how SeaWorld ever signed off on that. That's such a bad promotional stunt.
That is true. It was SeaWorld?
It was SeaWorld.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize
it was actually SeaWorld.
They signed off on being in being the base of the jaw. Wow.
And how fractured their infrastructure was.
Yeah, they're lucky that they actually have damn real Jaws action happening.
Yeah, seriously. I don't think that it was true of SeaWorld, but I mean, SeaWorld's obviously been through some controversy with Shamu and everything.
You ever been to SeaWorld, Joe?
No, never have. Just Disney World.
Nice. Yeah, I've never been to any of the Florida.
Six Flags and Cedar Point in Ohio.
Oh, you got to go to Cedar Point. They have that legendary damn wooden roller coaster. Good grief. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Cedar Point's one of those weird vortex places that are just like spots in the world that just they want to build thrills in something. I don't know. It's got to be something, some sort of damn psychological manifestation point.
Where is it?
New Jersey? No. Cedar Point, New Jersey?
No, Ohio.
Ohio.
Outside of Cincinnati.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, on the other side of Ohio, more closer to Cleveland and Erie is a place, park that we would take our kids to, but it's not it's a Waldemere. It's just an amusement park, not any animals.
Yeah, Waldemere. It's got a water park. It's been around for a long time. If you ever
It's been around a real long time.
Yeah. If you're ever in Erie, Pennsylvania, Waldemere Entertainment has been around probably since the 50s and 60s, maybe 40s. It's been around a long time.
I'm not sure how old it is, but
they have this huge. But
I know my stepdad is like 86 years old, and he went there when he was young.
Yeah, like it's like 1800s now. I think about it because the Farris wheel they got there was built in the 18-somethings, like 1890 something.
Oh, like right after
that huge Farris wheel.
Right after the.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where was the World's Fair where they presented
Chicago?
the Ferris? I believe it was Chicago.
So like the Waldemere's got like a Ferris wheel that was built. Waldemere.
You're mixing some Harry Potter here.
Yeah,
it starts with a W.
It starts with W, so I pronounce it Waldemere, the German style.
Yeah, the German style.
But they've got a Ferris wheel there that was built in like I want to say like 1899 or 1890s something. That's in that like 1898 4.
I'm gonna look up.
Google that up.
When the World's Fair premiered the Ferris wheel.
When you ride that fantastic like Ferris wheel, you can see Lake Erie because it's high enough where it's just right there, and you can look at Lake Erie for a little second or two, and it's fun. And it was an experience. They've got a wooden coaster there too, and it's terrifying. It'll rattle you. It's pretty fun. It is real fun.
Okay, so it was the original Ferris wheel, also referred to as the Chicago wheel, but it isn't, was designed and built by George Washington Gale Ferris Jr. as the centerpiece of the Midway at the 1893 World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago, Illinois.
Wow.
And it was demolished in 1906, not many years later.
Dang.
Wow.
But that was... I have like an ashtray based around this. It's probably from the World's Fair as a souvenir. Oh. It's just an antique that I happen to have and I like.
That's funny.
So I should know this stuff. But
Ferris wheels are such a weird... They were terrifying to the time, but now they're just kind of like fun throwback rides.
Are you kidding me? You don't have vertigo.
I don't... Oh, yeah. If I had vertigo, then that would be a damn hell ride, I guess. Ooh. I don't know. How do you think about Ferris wheels, Joe? Are you, like, if you have a little seat or like a kind of like the big standy kind of ridey Ferris wheels? What do you feel about Ferris wheels there, Joe?
They're all right. They're all right. once you get to a certain age, you want a little more of a thrill, like the roller coaster or any of the other rides.
Now, give me a spinny ride over something where I'm suspended in midair any day. I have vertigo, like very mildly, but like I will get sick. And some of those rides I will absolutely want to jump off of. What's the spinny rides I can do?
The damn
teacups,
the damn twister one that has like 3 twisting. Then there's 3 arms twisting 3 things.
Oh yeah, like the
that ride. Ugh, I hate that ride. That one makes me kind of fucking.
What's the one that they take you up and then drop you and stop and drop you?
Yeah, I can't do that either.
Oh man, God, those are terrifying.
Those are
like I rode one of those in Six Flags over Georgia, and it was like the sky drop, and I literally think I had a heart attack, and I was like in my 20s. Like my heart dropped, I felt like my body paused, and I actually felt like I was like dying. My heart fucking seized, and I just felt what you would describe as a heart attack because I just froze and I kind of started bending forward and I couldn't do anything. It just sucked.
This is the good thing about me and Mike, though, with our kids, Mike and I, is that, or Mike and me, grammar. We have opposite, like, ride things. Like, I can't do the roller coasters and the drops and that stuff, but I can do, and he can't do the spinny rides. But I can do the spinny rides for days. So, like, our kids love both.
Yeah, so
So he can go, when they were little, he could go on them on the ones that I couldn't. And I can go on the ones that he couldn't. I don't like being suspended in midair because I get this sense of gravity. And I don't do it. I just absolutely have a panic attack.
Like this.
I'm not a thrill seeker. I know what I like and what I don't like. I'm not going to get on a roller coaster.
No, man.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to get in the salt and pepper shaker up in the middle of the sky either. That thing's the damn worst.
Ugh. Did you ever ride one of the sea dragons there, Joe? Like at old Ghost Town in the Sky, there's Sea Dragon.
Or at Dollywood.
The big Viking ship.
Yeah, I've seen my puke off of that.
Oh man, yeah. Nope. I thought I could, but nope, I can't do it. Something about its rocking factor just jacks me up.
Or those really high swings.
That, like, Dollywood has a huge swing of disgustingly, just a big swing. It swings over, it raises you up and just swings over this building. It just goes back and forth like a big swing. Yay, it's a swing. And you're sitting and it's going fast and it goes up and then it flies back.
I mean, I like a swing, but that made me sick.
I didn't turn my head. I was sick as a dog after that. I about puked. I don't know what I know what it was. It didn't seem anything at all. I knew what it was going to do. It was just this big swing. I watched it. I was like, that doesn't seem bad.
It doesn't seem like
as soon as I got on it,
whatever.
Whole different
story. This was
story.
a mistake, and you can't get off. It's like sliding rock.
It took like an hour for me to feel at least normal after that because I didn't feel like I needed to puke, but I felt like I didn't need to be standing up, and I felt like I needed to just take my brain out and wash it. It was so horrifying. Ugh. Hated that ride. That ruined my ride.
I didn't even get on it.
I would not ride. I will never ride that ride again. I probably won't ride a Sea Dragon if I can help it either.
No.
The way it rocks. I kind of at least the Sea Dragon kind of set, but that was just a swing. I don't. Hey, those rides jack me. Yeah. Put me on a coaster, man.
For anybody listening who has vertigo, like a lot of these rides will just mess with you. Like if I can't pull up to a stoplight without feeling like I keep going. And I have to convince myself, or get up on a ladder without having to convince myself, no, you're not falling.
No.
I don't do it. I just don't do it. I know what I can do. And I know I have a neck condition if I have to, convince somebody that I'm not a pussy. Like my 4th and 5th vertebrae are,
Yeah. Your upper neck is jacked.
Yeah, it's jacked. I can't get on that ride.
All right. So that brings us to the question number 3 for the questions. Think of your favorite summer memory. And what was the favorite? What food do you remember from your favorite summertime? What food pops in your head? Because this is our summer. I'm going to call this our summertime episode. What food pops in your head do you think about when you think of summer? What's your favorite food for summer? That just every summer, if you didn't get that food during summer, you didn't really have summer, and it doesn't count.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Who's first?
Joe, go.
Okay. Well, just the usual grilling hot dogs and hamburgers or grilling something week after week. Steaks or hamburgers, chicken.
You're grilling. Grilling. Love it. Yeah. Grilling's a classic summertime.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, if you're not grilled something during summertime or roasted something over a fire, you really haven't had
something
summer.
Cooked with fire.
Something, yeah.
Just broadly.
Grilling with a cold beer.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
Or two.
Classic summer times. Like, yeah, I remember growing up with my family up in Wisconsin, and summertime was like 2 months, and it was mosquito ridden. But there was always like freaking Schlitz and PBRs, and they were giving us hot dogs on a stick to roast, and then there's your bun, and then there's a damn burger. There you go. And it was just like, all right, they were drinking, and we were just sitting there having damn sodas and like getting eat up by mosquitoes. And
absolutely.
Come home smelling like smoke.
There you go.
That's my very early childhood, because my parents would have bonfires out there in South Carolina where we lived when I was real little, and it was like put a hot dog on a stick, stick it in the fire. That's a great one, actually, but it's not my one.
All right. So, like, for me personally, if I don't really get like, oh man, for summer, like I'm thinking, if I don't really have like, yeah, the same as you. If I don't get like a grilled dog or like a roasted something, like it's not quite summer. I haven't like lived summer if I haven't like had a fucking grilled dog or like a dang something with burn marks on it.
Yeah.
So I agree there. Like if I haven't had a roasted piece of meat or something roasted on a bun covered in mustard, it's not been summer.
Well, for me at this point, I know we have lamb's quarters growing out in the yard in the garden, and I haven't had that yet. Mm-hmm. And that is the thing for me. But what is more important is what Oliver said, and my garden is so piddly this year that it ain't gonna happen. But a few months ago, he was like looking at some magazine when we were going through the checkout at the grocery store and said, hey, but you know, that first pot of vegetable soup straight out the garden, that's going to be the best meal of the year. And I believe that for me, like growing up, the way I was raised, like those tomatoes and squash and zucchini, and what you put into whatever that first pot of the shit out of your garden is actually what kind of makes it. By the way, that raccoon ate all of her Cherokee purples.
Oh, that little motherfucker.
But the San Marzanos are still coming in, and so is the okra. So we're going to get that pot of soup eventually. It might be fall.
Summertime soup, I'm marking.
But yeah, for us, growing up, it was like I would make, when all the squash and zucchini and tomatoes came in, I would make minestrone.
Oh, minestrone. Yes.
I would. To me, that, and it's a wonderful soup any time of year, but when it's fresh out of the garden, that was the stuff. That was the stuff.
Yeah, you grew it, you diced it.
And even my kids recognize this.
It's such a different flavor. Like minestrone soup out of your garden.
Out the garden, yeah. And I make a pretty good minestrone. But Or minestrone if you want to be like that, but I call it minestrone because I don't care what part of Italy you're from, how you want to pronounce it.
I call it minestrone, so there you go.
Minestrone.
Minestrone film.
No, I have another soup that I call stone soup, so I don't call it that, but okay.
All right. I don't know what stone... Look, I don't know.
What is stone soup?
Stone soup.
Stone soup is like Appalachian legend. Like a guy comes into the town, I'm hungry. And people were like, well, what you got? He's got I've got a stone. And everybody bring what you got.
Yep.
And everybody brought whatever crop they had and threw it in the soup with the stone. So it's like kitchen sink soup, we also call it. It's like, what do people have? What is there? Let's throw it in the pot. Let's make a soup.
It's kind of like how I do my lettuce soup then, eh?
No, your lettuce soup was absolute ass, mate. I'm sorry. You just didn't know how to cook back then, but you've grown.
Piss off.
I love
that lettuce soup was amazing.
It was like there was some other green required in the soup, y'all, and he just didn't know about cooking very well.
It was
and was
tasty.
Like, it's green. It can substitute. He was so young, though. He really didn't know that you don't boil lettuce into soup. That's disgusting. What? What?
Lettuce soup, man.
It was gross. Like, there's certain kinds of lettuce that you can cook, like endive. I mean, you can grill that, and that's tasty, but
that was
no.
Lettuce soup was one of the first damn meals I made,
and failed at,
but still,
I
liked it.
He's much better now.
Y'all. I'm gonna make a better lettuce soup. Fuck all y'all. Y'all, on the damn world wide webs, I'm gonna make a lettuce soup.
All right, what's your next damn question? Go. I just thought it was cute that my 15, 16-year-old kid said that first pot of vegetable soup out of the garden, though, y'all. And there's no lie there. There's absolutely beautiful and pure and wonderful, and I'm glad that my kids get that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy that my kids get, that fresh soup with the fresh peas and squash and corn and tomatoes.
Potatoes sometimes.
Potatoes, yes. We have fresh... Those purple potatoes are fucking divine.
Yeah, we grew potatoes in a bunch of tires there, Joe. We did tire potatoes.
We do it.
We do it. Since last year, we started... We went to the Mance tire dealer and they have a huge... If you ever drive by Mance, they have that huge pile of tires that are just used and shredded. Mm-hmm. I went by there and I was like, can I have some tires? And they're like, what? Those tires? What for? I was like, we're going to try growing potatoes. And they're like, oh,
and
sure. Just go get what you want.
And they laughed at us.
He kind of laughed like, really? You want to grow potatoes? He laughed at me and he's like, you want to grow potatoes? And I was like, yeah. My wife's kind of like a Northwestern hippie and they did it when they were kids. And
no, that's a Southern hippie thing.
Either way, I just said, and he was like, really? I was like, yeah, you just fill them with dirt and then you plant a potato and then it grows. He's like, really? But I need some tires.
And then you put another tire on it and put another layer of dirt and you get another layer of potatoes. And you can do that up to 4 tires high and it freaking works. And those purple potatoes are delicious. I haven't dug up the other ones yet. They're ready to dig.
Yeah. Right. But you can.
That's cool.
It does work, actually. Yeah, we've gotten 2 good potato harvests out of our 4 tire stacks. And I took a picture of it one year, but I never went back there to show them a picture of the harvest we got. We got a nice little bushel of damn little potatoes. They weren't your Idaho big ones, but they were your nice little round.
Well, because Idaho big ones are freaking covered in pesticides.
Well, they're grown underground. But they're left to grow in a weird way that they grow underground.
Well, ask Aunt Moppet about Idaho potatoes, and she'll tell you. And ask Vincent, too, because they've both been out there. It's nothing else grows, because that's how heavy the pesticides are.
Weird.
Don't get Idaho potatoes.
Interesting. Okay. I guess we stick to North Carolina potatoes then. Fine.
Just grow your own potatoes in a tire. Christ on a cracker. It takes like 2 feet of space.
Yeah. So like I got like all the free tires is like I got like I don't know like 4, 8, 12, 16 like free tires.
Yeah.
They didn't care. And they're like, all right, cool. You're actually using them. They're not just growing mosquitoes. I was like, sweet.
Yeah. No, they're growing potatoes.
So we grew some potatoes.
It's amazing and it's wonderful. And you can just have the validation of knocking down tires and ripping out potatoes. And it really does wonders for pest control. If you grow potatoes in a ditch, like normal people do in their garden, it's all going to be mole eaten.
Oh, the moles. Oh, God, yeah.
But also, if you put like a ground cover of like...
stones.
Well, we put
just like your lava rock.
Rock.
Your like $5 bag of lava rocks in the bottom.
Yeah.
And then covered in newspaper. Then we put the dirt on.
And then, honestly, I haven't really had any problem with like aerial pests either.
Yeah, it was... I don't know, I
don't
know what it was.
It's a temperature thing.
Could have been.
But yeah, they can't come up and eat half my damn potato.
They're not going to dig up if they have to dig through like lava rocks in the newspaper. So forget the moles. I hate moles, man.
I'm
does the tires work on any other vegetable? Have you tried anything else besides potatoes?
I've only tried sweet potatoes, but I will get back to you on that, how that turned out.
But I bet you could do carrots. 100% bet you could do carrots.
I bet you could do anything.
Anything that you could. It's a raised bed.
It keeps the soil warm. It's a raised bed.
Yeah.
I mean, like, why not? As long as you keep your, like, pHs good for what you're doing, for what you're growing. And know how much water they need. And potatoes need a lot of water.
That's the trick.
I think it probably would. Honestly.
Yeah. Definitely carrots. I'd like to grow some parsnips because I love parsnips. I
know. I planted parsnips this year. And I'm not sure if the greens I'm seeing up there are carrot or parsnip greens. Because they look the same. Mm-hmm. But when we dig them up, we'll find out. But that's not in the tires. That's just in the garden.
Yep. All right. So let's see. Moving forward, it's summertime.
We also always talk about like gardening issues on this show for some reason.
Somehow it ends up being gardening too a little bit. So like we shared tips and advice about southern gardening. Our climate is different than like where you might be, listeners, but you can figure it out.
Yeah, the internet's a wonderful place. Google is the world's university.
All right. I was wondering, what do you all think about, what is a summertime movie? When you think of summer, what kind of movie?
You already said that, Mike.
That was a question. But what do you think is a summertime movie? Is it like, do you think a summertime movie is being out in summer? Or do you think a summertime movie is like, I need to see a slasher? Or do you... I don't know.
It's got to be a blockbuster.
It's got to be a blockbuster. Good answer.
Yeah.
This
summertime
is
movies.
Similar for me.
They bring so many movies out, 2 or 3 a week, and they should go back to making just a high quality, great movie like look what Star Wars did back in 1977. It just blew the summer away. You need something like that.
That is a fantastic answer. And that's the kind of answer I wanted I was hoping to get from Joe, because that is a fucking great answer. A blockbuster.
I mean, you look at Star Wars, what are you going to remember? The original Star Wars or Barbie? Even though Barbie's making a lot of money.
Barbie has actually blown it out of the water. I haven't seen it, but my kids did.
It's blown out the water.
And they really fucking loved it.
I guess that is a blockbuster. They released that blockbuster. That was this year's blockbuster, despite Oppenheimer's blockbuster-ish factor.
Right, it was kind of a challenge.
Yeah. It's gonna be.
I'd rather wait for something 2 or 3 months that's really going to blow you away versus What's the movie of the week? It's like TV.
Yeah.
Barbie looks good. I haven't seen it, and I'm not going to comment on it. But my kids liked it.
Yeah, they enjoyed it.
They watched both. And
Aiden.
And honestly, that's like the top dollar earning film of like all time now.
All right, quick question. Aiden is in the room. He popped his head in.
What
What is your best takeaway from Barbie? Barbie.
I like its views on feminism.
Okay. Views on feminism. Interesting.
It's like a swapped role essentially.
Yes.
It's very informative.
I'll probably need to watch Barbie this week if it's still in theaters. In that case, I will be watching Barbie this week.
Very cool.
Very cool.
And it was directed by a woman, and I'm going to say that's kind of cool that a woman now holds the high watermark for a Hollywood summer blockbuster.
But yeah,
a woman director.
Gertrude Goody's amazing though. She did like all sorts of damn Broadway stuff. She's amazing. Like the Bendigan show I listened to is like, I don't know how I'm gonna Ron was like, I don't know how I'm gonna deal with Gertrude Getty now because like she did this amazing film, this film, and he hasn't seen it, but he's like he's seen all her he's watched her Broadway work and just like she's just amazing. But it's like I'm not sure how I'm gonna deal with the fact that now she's this huge blockbuster movie maker with this.
It's hard, right?
And it's like it's one of those just snobbish kind of angles. It is just funny though.
It is, but it isn't.
I don't hate it. I'm gonna watch it. I'll probably watch it this week.
I mean, his angle is snobbish, but it isn't.
It isn't. No, he was just like he still loves her. He still loves that director.
Well, that's great. And if I was in New York, I probably could have seen some of this show. But
I've seen some of her shows. Yeah, her other works.
Oh, yeah. Really? What?
No, I didn't look her up, but he said she's directed a bunch of Broadway stuff and other stuff.
Oh,
and then this was her big film that she got like A-OK to do because she's kind of feministy or something.
Well,
and she
from what I understand.
So I'm probably going to check it out.
But the kids liked it.
The kids loved it. So yeah, they fucking blast. So they did the Barbenheimer, which is the weird trend this year where you watch the Barbie movie and Oppenheimer in sequence. Vice versa, whichever you want to do, but you had to watch both movies the same day, one after the other. And I don't know what to make of that. That blows my mind. It's like, that's like almost 6 hours of your day.
It's such a weird thing to do, and it's such a weird, like, crisscross. Such a weird dichotomy.
The ways you go in happy, and then you're depressed, or you go in depressed, and you're kind of happy. It's just like, you got total flip of emotions if you do the films in that order. And it's all in one day, and then you've got the rest of the day to just reflect on yourself of what you're seeing, I guess.
What that meant.
What did it mean that I did both those films? What did this
mean?
And I tried to make them do the third segment of this story.
Which is to watch the Zoolander?
Which would have been, if you do the Barbenheimer, listeners, you need to finish your evening off or start your evening off with, before you watch the other two, you need to watch Dr. Strangelove, in my personal opinion.
And then he made our children watch Dr. Strangelove.
No, they didn't watch it. They walked off. They didn't.
They walked off?
And they didn't. No, they didn't watch it. I just watched it.
I watched it with you.
You watched it with me, but like, yeah.
I've seen it before.
Love Dr. Strangelove. What do you think about Dr. Strangelove, Joe?
Great movie. Great movie.
Yeah.
So good, right?
Yeah. Right in the era of the original Twilight Zone.
Slim Pickens, man. Slim Pickens. Yeah. Serious role until the very end, the very last seconds of his film. Jeez. Straight man, straight actor. He's like, we gotta do this, boys. But it's just like, he's the boss. And they're following him into Valhalla. But like, man, it's so good. It's such
riding the bomb.
Riding the bomb.
Riding the bomb.
Yeah. Loved
Slim
it.
Pickens.
Oh man, what a fucking awesome character.
So fantastic.
Such a great actor.
Such a fantastic film, but I'm sorry we couldn't have made the kids forced it.
Oh, yeah, we tried to force them to do it. Like, if y'all out there did the Barbenheimer, you need to watch Doctor Strangelove.
You need to watch Doctor Strangelove.
Or How I Fell in Love with the Bomb, as it's further called. Yeah. So there you go. But yeah.
Is that what all it was called?
Yeah, it was called Doctor Strangelove.
Or How I Fell in Love. I thought it was, or I Stopped Worrying and Fell in Love with the Bomb.
Learn to Love the Bomb.
Learn to Love the Bomb.
Something. I think it's like our... All right, you Google it up there, Google Girl. Hit us up. Give us the straight facts from the interwebs, since you got the phone that's free.
Or how I stopped...
No.
Or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb.
Oh, okay. That is different.
That's what it's actually. I was trying to say it.
It's such a long. I can see why they wouldn't put that in the movie title. I guess on the movie posters. That's pretty long.
You know, Stanley Kubrick.
Stanley.
We've talked about him. Apparently, none of his movies are on your top 10 list, Joe.
No Stanley Kubrick on your list, though. That is kind of funny, actually.
Well, it'd be a Clockwork Orange.
Would it now?
Wow.
And why is that?
Why is that? It's just such a strange movie. It gives you a lot to think about on what could happen and what does happen.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, I read the book
with like electroshock and all the different psychological therapies.
Yeah, it's a more perverse kind of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Fair.
Oh yeah.
That's a great description.
Is that fair?
That's
a classic.
But I gotta say, like Anthony Burgess, who wrote the book of
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
No, he didn't. That was Ken Kesey.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Anthony Burgess, who actually wrote Clockwork Orange.
Oh, okay.
Hated that novel. He hated his own novel.
Oh,
he really did, but I think it was brilliant. Like the language he created for people. I think he was absolutely like a genius in that, but he is a etymologist, and so he looks at it as like this like lowbrow piece of work that he wrote.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean that's weird, but it's actually the book and the film are side by side. It's absolutely the film was directed, which is a first for Stanley Kubrick, exactly how the film was directed exactly how the book was written. And I'm going to say that, knowing that Stanley Kubrick also directed Stephen King.
He did Full Metal Jacket.
But I was going to go with Stephen King.
The Shining.
His
version of The Shining.
The Shining. Yeah.
And he wrote so far off the script from that.
That's true.
In his directing of The Shining. Because Stanley Kubrick, but all these guys have this big dick energy or whatever.
Yeah.
They do.
They have their vision and they want to make the vision theirs.
Sure. And he shouldn't have killed off.
Look at Halloran. Halloran? He shouldn't have killed Halloran off in the in the movie. Halloran lives in the movie, in the book. But yeah. He should have killed Halloran. They should have at least showed the Halloran surviving in the damn doctor's sleep, at least post.
They did a good job in Doctor Sleep, though.
I did love that.
But they did a good job of like reckoning that back.
Yeah, like Dr. Sleep was amazing. You got any thoughts on Dr. Sleep there, Joe, while we're on the subject? Since, like, this one was so...
Oh, love it. I hope they make another one with the girl. I'm waiting on Ken to, that's another book. He's got to do another book, and they've got to continue with another movie.
Oh, man.
The hot girl with the top hat?
The energy vampire thing?
No, the girl in Dr. Sleep that takes over from Danny.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
It's been a hot minute since I've seen that.
Yeah, it's been a minute, but yeah, I know who you're talking about now. But yeah, that's probably the next book if he can figure it out.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, Stephen.
He starts with The Shining, and then Danny, he gets killed or sacrifices himself there at the Overlook in Dr. Sleep, and the girl, she has stronger powers than he did.
That's right. Yeah. Jeez, it's been a few years since I've watched that film. Yeah. It's amazing how time flies.
The vampires, the traveling people. That was a great twist. That was brilliant.
As it were. Yeah, that reminded me very much of what's the Ray Bradbury?
That's the Something Wicked This Way Comes.
Something.
Yeah, very the October people.
Yeah, the October people.
Yeah, the October people, man. That's a scary little.
Yeah, but like Stephen King borrowed from that, I think, from Bradbury.
I could see that.
I think Stephen King, no disrespect, borrows from people sometimes.
Most everybody does, I'd say.
Well, how can you not?
Everything's been
right.
written.
I think he's a fantastic writer. I can't stand to read his work, but I love his stories.
Damn.
What?
Fair.
I'm just being honest, but like honestly, I gotta go look at my bookshelf so I can remember this writer's name really quick.
Oh man, but yeah, Joe, Dr. Sleep, man, that was such a great movie. I did love the adaptation too. When they, the portrayal of the vampires taking that kid. Oh, that was gut wrenching. Being a parent, that just punches you right in the throat.
Oh yeah. Well, what was even worse was the killing of a little baseball player.
That's the little kid I'm talking about. That hurt. Yeah. No, that was
freaking horrible. But the writer, I think, who is not getting credited for a lot of his influence on Stephen King, is Robertson Davies.
Robertson Davies.
Yeah, Robertson Davies.
What's his books? You just looked at him. Robertson Davies.
I just don't necessarily have him on the top of my head.
Very influential, apparently, to Stephen King, according to Maddie. All our listeners at home doing your laundry at this moment. But yeah, she's looking in the library right now, and she's all right. She's coming back. She's got some mental notes, so feel free to note
the Deptford trilogy and What's Red in the Bone, if nothing else.
What's red in the bone?
Bread.
What's red in the bone?
Bread, like produced.
Yeah, like breeding.
Like breeding.
And what was the other one?
The Deptford trilogy. Mostly the Deptford. And I want to say Robertson Davies was a big influence on like John Irving's writing, and he admits that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Steve King has admitted how much he was influenced by Robertson Davies. And I think he ought to could, because it's obvious to readers. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Bread in the bone?
Bread and bone.
In the bone. The bone or bread in the bone?
The bone.
Bread in the bone. Okay. Interesting.
And the Deptford trilogies especially.
Deptford trilogies. Have you ever read those, Joe? Have you ever?
No, I don't think so.
Robertson Davies, Deptford trilogies. I guess I'll have to go dig them up. Shit.
It's in the bookshelf, babe.
I'll like next time I see you, I'll give you either the trilogy or I'll lend you the bread and the bone, and we can talk about it. And then she can just sit here and circumvent our
say
idea.
how I feel like some of the stuff that Stephen King writes about the circus really kind of echoes Robertson Davies. And then authors like John Irving will be like, yeah, I'm absolutely influenced by this guy. But Stephen King will just be like, you never read Robertson Davies, so you don't fucking know.
I know.
You don't know. You don't know what's going on.
Now, what was that a second ago, Joe? Were you just rubbing your face or something?
No, I was cleaning off my screen.
Oh, because that was a lot of... That was an interesting sound.
Yeah.
You can hear it in the podcast when you listen to it again. It's at 1 hour and 10. But
or you might just delete that.
No, I'm going to let her in because it was right in the middle of your spiel. So it's incorporated.
Fair.
So you'll have to decipher what you said. You're good.
No problem.
But that's interesting. That's a sound I've never heard. I've heard some weird shit reviewing the podcast, but I haven't heard that sound. Yeah. It's weird.
Aliens.
It's definitely the aliens trying to... Damn, I guess it's trying to turn your voice down. Not me and him. It's just you. You must be speaking weird damn alien truths here, buddy.
I often probably do.
All right. Let's see. Let's get to some movie review time for our listeners.
Oh, I don't have anything to add to this. So I'm going to smoke.
Go smoke then. All right. Maddie's exiting stage left.
I'll be right back.
After a cigarette. Bring back the whiskey, my love. All right. But, all right, Joe. You and me, we sat down on a Tuesday afternoon, and twice we've watched movies. This, we're going to cover, how do you feel about your personal opinions about this summer's weird, haunty, kind of blockbuster, kid-friendly movie, The Haunted Mansion?
The Haunted Mansion. It was fair. It was a little hokey at times, but it held my attention. Of course, visiting the Haunted Mansion in Disney World, there was a lot of tie-ins to that. The main monster, that was a pretty good character. But I wouldn't have it in my top 10 or top 5 for the summer, unfortunately.
Fair. Yeah, I don't disagree. I like watching it. Me and the boys went and watched it on Tuesday afternoon at the $5 showing, of course, here in Sylvan, North Carolina, and it was enjoyable. I liked it. I thought the special effects were fun. Nothing too extravagant, nothing mind-blowing. I guess if I'd ever rode the ride like you have, I guess it's interesting, but I don't know. Compared to the ride, Joe, since you've actually been on that thing, what do you think about the ride? What parts of the movie actually are kind of true to the movie compared to the ride? What parts of the ride did they actually pull off in the damn movie? Which I've not rode.
The hallway of pictures, the moving room where the ceiling goes up or down, or the floor goes up and down, the talking statues, the knight in shining armor, that was incorporated right from the Haunted Mansion, and of course the mansion is pretty much a knockoff of what's at Disney World, except for having all the tombstones around it, as the original does.
Oh, okay.
And the tombstones wink at you, move. It's holographic, and then there's The machinery makes the eyes follow you
nice.
As you're walking into the mansion, and then the same way with the pictures in the hall before you start the ride.
Oh, so it's not just like the paintings that have the centered eye that looks like it's looking at you the entire time. I mean, it's actually a mechanical effect?
Yes, it's a mechanical effect.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah, because those those paintings that are painted so the eyeballs just look like they're looking at you, even if it's on your little brochure, it's staring at you. Yeah, that's different than a mechanical eye looking at you, which is kind of different and cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, that sounds like a fun time, but at the same time, it's a weird thing that Disney's actually doing that. I wonder, what do you think Disney why do you think Disney even went with that angle? Because I can't even think of any Disney films that incorporated the Haunted Mansion before, like the first one they did a while back. Why do you think they incorporated the Haunted Mansion into like Disney at all?
Well, I think it was just to, put the movie out, and it'd be just to tie in to, come to the theme park, to Disney World or Disneyland, and see the real thing. See the movie first, and then go see the real thing.
But the Haunted Mansion, I don't know, the Haunted Mansion's been around forever, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yes. But
it was there 20 years ago, probably even a little bit more at Orlando.
But it predates any movie. That's what I'm saying. It's like it was there before a movie, which is the part that it's like, why would they do that angle? Do you think? Because like, I don't know. I don't have Google Girl here. My beautiful wife to damn Google the answer to this question, but.
Well, if if you went to Disney World and actually went to it, the tie-in would be, oh, great, let's go see the movie, and then the kids are going to want to see the movie, and if they haven't been to Disney World yet, then that's going to make them want to go.
Yeah, that's true. But, like, where would they start with that? Like, the discontinued ride, they stopped the Brer Rabbit, the Brer section, the Song of the South ride they've discontinued because of its everything that is. I don't disagree with why they did it, but that was tied to a movie and a book series first, a cartoon that they did. But the Haunted Mansion, I don't recall that being actually any kind of cartoon or something they did before it was a ride.
No, I don't think so. Not in the Disney catalog.
Yeah, that's what's weird that's what stands out to me about the Haunted Mansion, and what makes it kind of cool is that, like, there's this demon guy is trying to the way they write it. All right, so here's my angle for the Haunted Mansion bit. The Haunted Mansion was a great film, listeners, and the new one is really good too. And I got to say this, it's an interesting story, and the story kind of ties back to the only single line I know about the Haunted Mansion. I've never been to Disney anything. Like, I'm just a poor Indian boy from fucking North Carolina. My family couldn't afford to go anywhere except Myrtle Beach once every 4 or 5 years. So, like, Pigeon Forge was a big trip. But, like, Myrtle Beach was the legendary trip. And we went to Florida once in my lifetime. So that's where I'm coming from. But like outside that, like the only thing I remember about Disney World, Disneyland, and the Haunted Mansion growing up was the single line that this is the Haunted Mansion. There's 999 spirits here, but we always have room for one more.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I know about that. I'm like, what does that mean? It's like, all right, so like they can kill like everybody here and like incorporate you, but like it really never made any sense to me at all about the Haunted Mansion in Disney anything, because that's pretty damn dark as far as like theme parks go.
Oh yeah.
And there was no movie before, like the ones that were made after the theme park creation was made. That's the part that's kind of tricking me out, because like Haunted Mansion, predates the first movie, the first Haunted Mansion, years ago. It was a standalone kind of theme park that didn't really have like any cartoon based or movie based anything. It just kind of was this thing that just kind of popped up and they just created. I don't know. That's the fun part of the Haunted Mansion for me. That's probably the only ride or only thing I'd want to visit in any Disney theme park, just because it's kind of this weird standalone thing.
Yeah, it stands out in comparison to, A Small World, Pirates of the Caribbean, all the things that are supposed to be fun, and then here's this dark corner of the park with the Haunted Mansion.
Yes, that's interesting to me. Yeah. That's fascinating because it's just like, why would you even bring that into the happiest place on earth? The happiest place on earth. We're gonna bring the Haunted Mansion of and by our own Discord with no pre-build up to why it's coming.
Right.
And that's fascinating.
Probably some executive vice president thought it was a great idea, and it was as they say, it was the $1 million sale. It was the great thing.
And then, I don't disagree. Yeah, like the Haunted Mansion stands out. Like the haunted tombstones, the tombstones with the classic effigies on them and all that. Like ghosts and the skeleton or the Knight in Shining Armor. What did it do in the actual ride? Did it do anything interesting? The suit of armor?
As they projected the ride, and you're sitting in. I don't remember if it was like a coffin or something similar, but they projected, typical. Not anything science fiction. It was all straight horror, like Frankenstein or Dracula or bats or skeletons coming at you.
Sweet.
So it stayed with the horror theme. Nothing, all supernatural. Nothing modern or science fiction about it.
Oh, that's pure. I love that. That is really cool.
It stayed right in with the thing.
What did the suit of armor dance or something come at you or something? That's what I was curious about.
It may have, the visor may have opened and maybe something would fly out to scare you because you knew it had to be empty, but it wasn't.
Oh yeah, it's like that's cool. I love practical effects to my end of my life. Like when I was a kid, like I was like a teenager, like 8th grade. Like I was chosen just because I picked up my grades. I was in 8th grade. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna work on my 8th grade. Fuck it. Like I'm about to go into 9th grade in high school. I'm going to work on my grades. So I worked on my grades, got good grades that 8th grade year. At the end of my 8th grade year, they said, hey, Mike, there's this opportunity. We're going to Detroit, Michigan, and we're going to have a display like at the end of a school year. And we're going to have a Cherokee thing. You're going to have to do a talk where you're Cherokee and explain your culture to these Michigan kids. And then you're going to spend about 4 or 5 days there, and they're going to show you Detroit, and you have to do just a discussion in traditional, ribbon shirts. And we went up to Detroit. Shit, I was in 8th grade. It was the year that it was the year after the Pistons won back-to-back. So, 89. So, we went up to Detroit, 89. Detroit Pistons did back-to-back. And we went up to Detroit and we were Cherokees at this elementary school. And we just described our culture as like we had ribbon shirts on. And up to that point, I'd never in my life worn a ribbon shirt. Modern traditional, like they started wearing ribbon shirts in the Cherokee cultures in the, I'd say late 70s, early 80s. It's a modern tradition, but it looks good and it's comfortable. But for Cherokee people, it wasn't that old tradition, but it was a modernish tradition that just worked. It's simple. It very much holds with the way we would have had to make clothes and live. But we just went up to Detroit and we did maybe like an hour long talk, me and like 6 other students. And we described our culture, and then everybody did a Q&R, and we just talked to them in our ribbon shirts, just being Indians. And then for the entire rest of the weekend, they took us around Detroit, Michigan, just before Detroit fucking collapsed. So, like, the Detroit Lions were cool. They had Neon Dion there. They took us to the damn practice field. We got to look at the damn football players and say hi to them, and we got autographs. And Neon Dion was there. It's like, oh, there's Deion Sanders. I don't know what football is. I don't care about football at that point in my life. So, but it's like, oh, we're in the Detroit Stadium. Neat. That's cool. And we're on the field, and there's Deion Sanders, whatever the hell that means. But one of the guys with us was a big football fan, and he went on and became a football coach and played football and went to the college and became one of Cherokee's coaches. And he's a good dude. He lost his mind. So that was awesome. And then they took us to the Palace of Auburn Hills, and that was cool. They gave us hot dogs, and we got to sit in a skybox and look out over the empty place and look around, go down to the court and look at it. And that was sweet because I did watch the Detroit Pistons, and that was fun. They gave us an autographed picture of Joe Dumars, and then they took us out for Italian, and then we spent the night at like the teacher's place, the teachers and the parents' places, and we just crashed at their place, and they took us around Detroit and did that. But like, it's just that strange about Detroit. And now I've totally lost my train of thought thinking about Detroit. Jeez, that was reminiscent. Being an Indian, Detroit. I'm trying to wrangle this back. You got any help here? What was I talking about before I started that rant there, Joe? God damn it.
Well, we were talking still on the Haunted Mansion and the ride.
The ride.
We finished up with the ride and just wondered why Disney came up with the Haunted Mansion versus the fun theme park idea.
Yeah, that's fair. Nope, I totally don't got it. That train has left my station. But that's exactly how this podcast works. And anybody that's been here for all 70 plus episodes knows that. But I'll wrangle it back in the future. When I edit this podcast, I'll definitely, oh shit, that's what I was going to say. And then I'll start it off in the next podcast why I was going to say. But yeah, Detroit, man. What a fun town. Just, it sucks it went to shit. It's coming back. And, oh man. Barbarian, if y'all hadn't seen Barbarian, that's pretty good. It pretty much epitomizes where Detroit's gone. It's a shame. It's just like after the motor industries kind of collapsed and everything in the infrastructure collapsed, everybody's left. That's exactly what would probably happen to any major city. So if y'all hadn't seen Barbarian, let's plug that movie. Classic Blumhouse style, but it's a good film. Joe, have you seen Barbarian yet?
No, I have not.
It was a top 10 the year it was released, and it does deserve its representation. Yeah, that one's a good one. A lady gets in a B&B. B&B? I guess that's what... Yeah, B&B. She rents a B&B, and it's the only house that looks good in the entire neighborhood. Everything else is dilapidated and destroyed. And it's pretty scary because she shows up and there's already somebody there, and apparently it's been double booked. So, and then it goes from there. Yeah, if you get a chance, check out Barbarian. It was fantastic. It was just
that's out right now.
It's been released. I think it got released in 2022, 2021. It was probably one of the scarier movies of those 2 years, and it lives up to the hype. So yeah, if you can stream it, whatever, check it out. It's a good horror movie. But yeah, it's got a lot of weirdness. I think Richard Brake's in it because Richard Brake's in everything now because he's so hot. But yeah, good film. We've reviewed it on the podcast. I don't know when, but it's in the notes here. But yeah, great film. Detroit, man. What a hell of a city. Ugh. But man, Haunted Mansion talk. And that brings us to the second subject we'll cover. Hey, Joe, what do you think of The Meg, Part 2?
The Meg Part 2. I thought The Meg Part 2 was a little more comedy than the original Meg, because the girl's grown up, and she and Jonas, like to rag on each other.
Yeah,
so,
right.
But the 3D megalodons were really scary. The whole premise, and now the one remaining megalodon, she's probably pregnant. So a few more years they'll make Meg number 3. But it was a pretty good movie. It was scary. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Like, to me, it didn't feel like as much comedy. There was bits of it, but it seemed like, to me, it was a little grasping a bit. But, God, that little girl, man, yeah, she bugged me. I don't know. She was just was, something about her just off-put me. It's like, God, they killed the little girl, so this gets all revengey, I was thinking. And that's just my dark heart, just like, that girl is bugging me. Kill the little girl. It's always killed that little annoying kid, but...
Yeah. They had plenty of opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
But they didn't bite.
They didn't take the bite. Yeah. Bam, 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 bam. They didn't. Yeah, they didn't bite. But yeah, you're right. The other 3 Megs were fucking... Damn, they were some edgy looking sharks. They were ripped up, man. Those were some scary looking sharks. They were scarred.
Well, the opening scene on the beach was just really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Start with the smallest insect and go right up to the Meg, and just stepping stone to death.
Yeah, that was fun. That was really, that's a great opening, because it doesn't make any sense how it works. And they introduced other characters you see later, and that was fun. I was like, oh, there's those things. Hell, that's fun. And later, it's like, oh, they survived. Interesting. That's an interesting factor. That's kind of a little spoiler there for y'all at home, but the Meg 2, that was a nice. That to me was a perfect summer blockbuster. It's not going to probably get too much more than it made. But that one really kind of makes me think of summer for this year. It's like, oh man, remember Meg 2? I was like, oh, I remember that summer. And you'll just think of this summer as like, it was all right. It wasn't too hot, wasn't too mild. We went here and we went there. But I remember watching the Meg with the kids, and it was a blast.
Yeah.
And no hate there. That Meg was fun. Joe and me had we had a beer and a margarita, and it was a great movie. It was a good time.
Yeah.
No hates.
Yeah. Just tie right in with Mission Impossible and Dial of Destiny.
Oh, Dial of Destiny, I know. It's a shame that one's gonna...
Dial of Destiny I actually watched. I won't fucking do any Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, Mission Impossible was a big fandom of mine when I was a child before Tom Cruise got involved.
The old television series.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you ever watch the old television series of the Mission Impossible there, Joe?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Yeah. I've never seen it. I have no clue where this is going, because I've never seen any of them.
I loved that shit.
Yeah, that was a good show. It probably went on too many seasons, but it started out really, really good, and then it just kind of got a little monotonous. It saved the world every week.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair, but I cannot emphasize how much I loved spy shows. When I was a kid, it was the 80s, spy and detective shows.
Man, my movies were Indiana Jones and action.
I loved Indiana Jones.
I bought with my own money a bullwhip and was trying to do bullwhip swings. I remember eating shit. I bought a bullwhip from downtown, like locally fucking rat bullwhip. Like it's probably like 6-7 foot long, and trying to slap it and wrap it around a tree, and trying to swing like Indiana Jones did, eating hard shit immediately. Seconds later, like it looks like it's wrapped. It looks cool, and then jump and swing, and just immediately just
from,
wreck.
Like, from fucking the people who do the wax figures. What's that?
Christie's? No. No. But yeah, Indiana Jones for me was a great summertime film. I loved
Indiana Jones. I'm pretty sure I went as Indiana Jones for Halloween one year when I was a child because I was that obsessed with Indiana Jones.
God. These.
I was obsessed with all of these like dudes who were just. It was so prevalent in the 80s. So
you had MacGyver.
Still MacGyver. But also in film, Mad Max.
Oh yeah.
James Bond.
I
thought I would grow up to be a private detective because of all the private detective shows.
You were really into Rockford Files.
I was really into the Rockford Files. I was really into Moonlighting. I was really into what's the one that Pierce Brosnan was in?
What was it? Do you remember that one, Joe? The Pierce Brosnan detective movie he did series. What was that called?
I was into
Remington Steele.
Remington Steele.
Nailed it.
Yes. Yeah. Remington Steele. Even what's the one with the British guy who was Odin in?
Laszlo. No. God, they made fun of him on them Mystery Science 3000. He was Odin on American Gods.
Yeah, but he was
Lovejoy
Mysteries. Even the priest with the nun.
Priest with a nun? What?
Yeah, that was another one.
Do you remember that one, Joe? Priest with a nun?
Father Dowling.
Yeah, okay.
Father Dowling Mysteries. Father Dowling and Sister Sarah.
You guys.
It was like my whole. I really thought that was a career path. Magnum PI.
Oh, yeah.
All of it. I thought I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be that guy.
Yeah.
When I grow up. And I didn't, obviously. Salsa, please.
Oh, yeah. God. Hey, Joe.
I really, like...
I'm going to throw one out at you.
Hagman Lacey.
Maybe not.
All right, here we go.
It was from 1967-68. It was a British series on ITV. It was called The Prisoner.
No,
I haven't seen that.
The Prisoner, interesting.
Yes, very cerebral. I've got the DVDs. I'll bring them to you, Mike. Check it out.
Oh yeah,
16 episodes.
Oh, it only got like one season. Damn.
Yeah, it was Patrick McGowan.
Good.
He did it right after Danger Man.
Right.
Oh, I've heard about Danger Man. I've never seen it because I don't have anything.
Danger Man was a black and white spy 30-minute show, and then McGowan plays a spy that gets out, and they won't let him get out. They take him to an island called the Village, and it's full of old spies.
Oh, wow.
Nice. So my blue heaven of spies.
Where did you reside? And that's what the whole 16, a very, very far-seeing TV series.
That's fun. Do you think any of the technology they were thinking about has come to fruition? that you can remember? Do you remember any of the damn technology that they were playing with and trying to show off as ultra edge actually is our daily?
Oh, it's done. Yeah, it was like the Haunted Mansion. There were statues all over the village, and they had cameras in them, and they would track your movements.
Right.
Just like when you pull up to a stoplight now, there's a camera on every corner.
Yeah,
goddamn right.
Recording our speeding tickets. Yep.
Yeah, reading your license plate.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to escape and bringing you back with was a great big weather balloon that would engulf you and bring you back, because it was surrounded by water. So the only way you could escape would be swim or in a boat. And the mechanism would go out and get you and bring you back.
Oh,
you could not escape.
It was probably horrible to watch, but the concept is fucking amazing, actually. Because it's like a giant damn, the Nope fucking alien just engulfing you and taking you back and damn dumping you. Because that's terrifying. That's probably the closest I can rationalize to something going after you and grabbing you.
I'll bring you the first 4 or 5 episodes.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
Sweet.
Check it out, The Prisoner. Y'all on the internet
I've heard of
listening.
it, but I haven't watched it.
So check out The Prisoner if you can.
There isn't one that I've watched, but I've watched a lot.
So, like, our podcast is kind of a zeitgeist, damn jump off. We're one of those weird little shows in the world that the alien overlords will probably, like, hear in the future. And they'll, like, ping back, like, all right, we need to make The Prisoner thing happen in about 2 weeks after this podcast happened 200 years ago, because, all right, we can time travel and pop it. So, like, in 2 weeks, Joe, we'll probably start seeing some The Prisoner first season being released on DVD by, like, it'll probably be like Severance Films. Because Severance Films, they're buying the rights to a lot of old horror movies, and that's awesome, and they're re-releasing them. So, like, here in 2 weeks, the overlords from the future will ping back and make, like, The Prisoner an actual DVD series. So don't be surprised if it happens in a couple weeks or a month or two.
So speaking of which, like, I'm just going to say, like, Visitors. I was 5 years old when this series is popular, and I completely ate it up.
No,
I haven't watched the modern version of V.
I didn't watch it at all.
I haven't.
No, I didn't watch the first.
You didn't watch the first either?
Joe, did you ever watch the first V TV series?
Back in the 80s.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with that shit.
That was must-watch TV.
Anybody who kind of, like, looked at me sideways, they were a lizard.
No, it was
at 5 years old.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the new series that they did a few years back, but I can say that V very much influenced me.
That makes sense. What do you think about the series, the V TV series, when you first watched it, Joe? Like, I remember watching a few episodes because it was late night TV for me as a kid, and we seldom had a television. But when we did, like, I remember getting to watch a couple episodes of it, but, like, it wasn't much. But it was so sporadic. I just remember the opening, and that was about all I can remember because it's so long ago.
Yeah. Well, the aliens had taken over, and we're fighting back any way we can, whether it's right out there or subtly, anything to survive. And to me, it was kind of like the Twilight Zone, to serve man. And
there you go.
They put you on the spaceship, and you're going to your doom.
It's a cookbook.
It's a cookbook.
It's the cookbook. How to serve man.
Exactly that. Or even like the pod people.
Oh, I don't know why. Like 2 days ago, like that popped in my head. Like to serve man popped in my head, and I was like, I haven't seen that in 25 years. Jesus.
Oh, but it sticks with you, innit?
It does. It just hit my head. So I guess like the alien overlords are pinging my brain to make this podcast happen. So there we are. Yeah. We're doing the damn overlords work.
They're here.
They're here. They're running the show already.
I believe they're here.
Yep. But we're here enjoying life. So whatever. Yeah. You can't stop us from smiling. Let me ask you this. What do you think of the first 4 episodes of Res Dogs? They can't stop you from smiling, Joe. They can't stop us from smiling. The overlords can't stop us from smiling.
Is that even how far in we are as 4 episodes?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's exactly where we are.
I think Dear Lady was 4.
No, I think Dear Lady was 2, but...
And then they get the IHS damn cleaning crew was the latest episode. I think that was 4 or 5. Like I said, Bear making them spirit cry the single tear, episode 1.
I'm glad the spirit. I'm glad he's had a lot more exposure.
Love him. Yeah, love the spirit.
I love Dallas Goldtooth.
Dallas Goldtooth kills, man. Just kills. If you ever watch his stuff with the 1684s or whatever
I'm sorry.
Like his stuff.
Why is it hard to remember the year?
I can't remember the year. It's horrible. I tried to put it in my mind.
What year did they tell you Columbus discovered America?
Fuck Columbus.
Oh, 1492.
Exactly.
1492s?
Okay, so they are called the 1491s.
What? 1491s? Okay, the year before Columbus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is.
Heard.
So if you ever get a chance, listeners, check out the 1491ers, like sketch
1491s.
comedy. They do a sketch comedy. It's on YouTube. Dallas Goldtooth's there. A bunch of other regulars and side regulars that are now Res Dogs. And who just all in all the Indian stuff. Like, damn, it's good. It's funny as shit. It's pretty accurate, too.
It's the 1491s, and they're fucking fantastic.
Future Overlords, it was on YouTube. 1491ers, they were a comedy group. And
it's just called the 1491s.
1491s. But yeah, Dallas Goldtooth, that was his comedy troupe. Holy shit. Like, the shit they do is just stupid. Like, for me personally, the best one was where, like, Dallas is trying to teach his damn nephew how to damn sing Indian at a damn drum. And he's just like, he's like, no! And he hits him with the thing. No, you're not singing it right. And he's just like, until he's making his nephew cry and as he's singing, and he's like, oh, there it is. That's right. And the nephew is kind of crying as he's hitting the drum. Yeah. That's it. That's the sound. That's how you sing it.
The funniest thing was the thing where it was like the guy who's like the kind of like white passing guy.
Yeah.
And I'm just as Indian as you.
Oh, white guys can do anything as good as an Indian.
As good as an Indian.
That one's
and
funny.
Then, like, he says, like, literally in Cherokee, he says, Ushti Watali.
Yes.
Which means little dick.
Ushti Watali.
Literally in Cherokee, this means little dick. Ushti Watali.
Yeah, that was, like, yeah.
That is actually the funniest shit. Like, the white guy is like, okay. And the Indian guy's like, what?
Yeah, but the white guy, he's like a different tribe, but he's damn totally enrolled in a different tribe. He's probably, an Indian. He is. I just don't know which tribe he is. He's funny as shit.
He probably
No,
is.
He is.
I know he is, but I was going to say he's like probably like first descendant.
No, he's actually enrolled. But
he's enrolled.
He's just pale as shit.
Yeah.
But he's fucking funny.
Got that too. That people who aren't native really like kind of like shuffle back from native humor.
Yeah.
And I've just been talking to my friend from Brooklyn about this. That people who are not native, I'm like, and you're telling me something because I'm married to a fucking Native American person and I have Native American children. Okay, but yeah, people like the woke gatekeepers of Brooklyn.
The woke gatekeepers of Brooklyn
have told him, like, you can't call people Indian. He's like, that's literally the name of their tribe. It's literally in the name of the tribe.
Jesus.
Why can't... I'm like, oh, baby, you got my consent. I guess I'm still white, but...
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can. And we were sitting seriously, y'all, in front of the fried red Indian taco truck today.
Yeah.
And people were taking selfies.
People were taking selfies in
white
front of the...
people were taking
in front of the fried bread food truck.
Nikki's
food truck. Oh, wow.
And I was like, hey, babe, you want to go take selfies? And he's like, I would get murdered in New York.
Oh man, our friend that's hanging with this week, he thinks he would get murdered because of that.
Because like in Brooklyn, probably.
Possibly.
I'm like, but you got my consent. And he's like, you still white. I'm like, I know I am, but Mike will give you consent.
I'd okay it. I'd have to talk to the rest of the tribe when we have to vote on it, but we'd probably get it. Yeah, you might get the vote pass. Yeah, you'd probably be cool. We'd probably let you use our damn...
It's so funny.
You'd probably get the damn brown skin damn
like,
vote.
These people were taking selfies in front of the fried bread truck.
Nikki's fucking Indian tacos.
Yeah,
damn.
they're white people, and she had her hair in 2 braids, not gonna lie.
Oh, but like her tacos are good though.
No, I mean the chick in front of the taco truck.
Oh, the chick in front of the taco truck taking selfies?
With 2 fucking braids.
Oh, that's
and I was like, I can braid my hair in 2 braids. Should we do this? Let's do it. And he's like, oh my God, I cannot do that in Brooklyn.
That's terrible.
It was hilarious.
Oh,
actually,
geez.
I was like, yeah, you know what? If you get the humor, you don't get the humor. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. That's 100%.
All right. Let's... God, that's good. Either way, fucking Indian tacos or Navajo tacos, as the Western people call them. Yeah. We call them Indian tacos. They ain't got no curry in them.
Down in the southwest.
Yeah, in the southwest. We just call them Indian tacos. They're delicious.
They call
it's
them
just
Navajo
like...
tacos, but
yeah,
Navajo isn't even the Navajo word.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's
it's just beef, damn lettuce, cheese, and tomatoes and onions and blah, blah, blah. That's it. But whatever. You gotta try them. Joe. All right. So, either way, let's get to some... All right. Back to Joe. Joe, we have a grading system here, and it's a 10 scale, but we say chainsaws. So, how many out of 10 chainsaws would have you given to the Haunted Mansion? How many stars, chainsaws, out of 10 would you give the Haunted Mansion?
Oh, probably 6.5.
All right. Fair enough.
That's high.
Haunted Mansion, I gave it...
You gave it 5, babe.
I did give it 5. Yeah, I did give it 5. I gave it 5 chainsaws. It was good. It was a fun ride. It wasn't anything amazing, but it was good. Yeah, so I don't hate it. I'd watch it again. So yeah, 5. Let's go with the Meg. How many chainsaws out of 10 are you giving the Meg there, Joe?
I'd probably give that one about 8 chainsaws.
I would definitely give it 8 chainsaws. I agree. Yeah, that is a solid call. Because boom. Yeah, that one was fun. It's perfect for the summer because everybody wants to go to the beach or just be on the water. It hits the summer perfectly. That is a perfect summer blockbuster release. Although, yeah, actually for what its budget is, it'll probably be a blockbuster because it'll probably actually make money. Whereas Indiana Jones and the Dial is going to 100% lose money until it gets released on DVD. And it's just, right now it's going to, once it gets released on DVD and stuff, it's going to break even. But it's not going to happen. Like from the blockbusters. It's not going to happen. It was not a blockbuster. It's sad. It's a sad damn story from my childhood. I love Indiana Jones, Idol.
So much.
I didn't really want to be a grave robber as much, but I did want to have Adventures of the Bullwhip and have a cool hat.
I didn't understand that he was actually a grave robber.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't understand that about anthropology as a child. I'm gonna be honest. As a child,
everybody's as a child.
As a child, I didn't realize that anthropologists were grave robbers.
As a first time film movie watcher, Joe was, because he was an adult probably-ish when he seen that. Nobody knew that. That was brand new cinema. It was amazing. It was great. That was Star Wars. Fantastical level,
as a child, man, I just didn't have it in my wheelhouse.
Because I remember being dumped off as a kid to watch Return of the Jedi. I was probably... No, it was it's Return of the Jedi. Shit, I was probably... What year was Return of the Jedi released? I don't know. But I remember being let off at the movie theater to go watch Return of the Jedi. I was born in 1975, so there you go. It's all right, here's your money for candy and snacks. Go enjoy the movie. And I remember just all right, cool. I got my money, got for the ticket. I was probably 8, 9. And then my parents dumped me off at the movie theater to go watch Return of the Jedi. So, there you go. Latchkey society. But, they didn't give a shit. It was all right, here's your money. All right, good. Here's your ticket. Get your snacks. There's your theater. Go. And I remember just running in there, getting my grabbing a pack of Twizzlers and paying for my ticket and just going and sitting in the movie, then getting out of it and wow, that was amazing. Damn, they lifted the damn fucking X-Wing and Yoda and whatever. I remember kind of just walking out of the theater, just being dumbfounded. And then my mom and dad, or my mom, whoever, picking me up. It's there's my mom. All right, walk over the car and just go home.
Yeah, that's why I had such a
and that was my childhood.
Big deal with my kids for Star Wars.
Jesus.
I honestly, I was if you want to watch these films, you gotta... Every 25 books you read, you get to watch a Star Wars film.
Oh, yeah, you did do that.
I did, because my kid was struggling in English. And I was well, every time you read 25 books, you get to watch a Star Wars film. And we get to sit down and talk about it. Because I had seen what happened when they played the films at his preschool. And what happened was, it was Darth Vader's just, choking somebody out psychically. And I was that is not going to do. That isn't going to do for me.
Fair.
And I had to go, well, you're struggling a little bit.
What year was Empire Strikes Back released?
77?
No, that was the first one.
I'm saying
Google it. I don't know how
it was the first
Star Wars
one.
is the first one.
It was 77.
Star Wars was released in 77.
Yeah, and that was The Empire Strikes Back.
What? Hey, Joe, what year do you think Empire Strikes Back was released?
1980.
It was.
I just looked at it. Just Googled it up.
1980.
Okay, so what was the first Star Wars then?
The first one was
A New Hope.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
A New Hope.
They added New Hope later. It was just Star Wars. They had New Hope after the trilogy was done.
Yeah, Star Wars was 77. Jedi was 83. Attack of the Clones was 2002.
Yes.
Revenge of the Sith was 2005.
But we've missed a fucking film here.
The Phantom Menace was 99. Empire Strikes Back was 80.
80. All right, so 80.
Yeah, 80. Yeah.
So when I seen that, I was probably... No, then maybe I'm thinking like I was watching them Return of the Jedi then. Shit. So that was 83 when I was 8. Shit. It was 83. Shit. All right, so when I went and seen Empire, the third movie, I was 8. That makes more sense. Shit. Because I remember watching them Star Wars, like, with my family. Like, we lived next to a drive-in movie theater for a few years. Maybe, no, not even that. Probably a year in Wisconsin. Like, that house was haunted as fuck. I'll say that. That house was fucking haunted as shit. It was next to a drive-in that had damn fucking barbed wire all around it. But, like, Star Wars started playing. Because I remember seeing C-3PO and R2-D2 running into the damn original scene. But the fun thing about that was, we lived in that house, I don't know, like, next to the the drive-in theater. And my family, like my mom's family, my dad, all of us made a thing of it one Friday night or Saturday, whatever night that was at the drive-in. They got radios, and we all went out to the field right next to it, laid out a bunch of old fucking blankets and sheets and everything just laid down. Like, I remember, like, probably, like, my grandma, my aunts, like, we all just went out there next to the drive-in, probably, like, 50 fucking feet from the drive-in, in the field next to it that was just all high grass.
Yeah.
But wasn't anybody's property that cared. And we all just walked over there next to the drive-in theater. Like, all my fucking family laid out blankets. And one or two of them brought damn radios, like classic radios, and set them down. And we had, like, some snacks and some drinks there. And we all sat there in the field next to the drive-in. They tuned the radio to the broadcast station, and they played the sound. And we were sitting there on the outside the drive-in, listening to the damn movie, watching the movie outside the drive-in, next to the drive-in. And I remember just watching C-3PO and them running from Darth Vader and all that. And I was that young, so I was just tiny. But it was one of those kind of weird memories that pops in my head thinking, what are we doing? We're all going out. I was fucking young as shit, but it sticks in my mind that we went out to a field, laid down blankets. I was like 5 or 6. I was probably like 5, fucking 3 or 4 or 5. But it just pops in my memory that we did that. It's one of those weird things that was like such a damn key memory in my memory that we all went out next to the drive-in, laid the blankets out, and turned our radios on and watched Star Wars at the drive-in theater next door.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. It blows my mind. I'd have to ask my mom about that and see what year that actually happened. Maybe it was like a few years later that the drive-in replayed it, but I don't know. I just remember that happening. It was crazy. I remember us as kids playing in that drive-in. We'd crawl under the fence because they had a playground at the front of the drive-in, and we'd crawl under the fence and play there. And then one time when we were playing there, one of our friends or neighbors grabbed onto the barbed wire and cut her hand open. And then we all got in trouble for crawling under the damn fence to go play in the damn drive-in. It was crazy.
Did you see this adorable baby?
That's an adorable baby. But that is an adorable baby.
It's an adorable baby.
That's a cute picture.
But baby who is also
that's our podcast for this week. It has been fantastic. We've had some good talks about movies and all sorts of histories and stuff. We've gotten deep dives on each other a little bit more. And I'm pretty sure, Joe, you will be a ongoing, welcome back regular. You're good.
All right.
You got a good voice. I'll listen to the podcast and say, all right, we'll have to turn you up a little bit or turn you down a little bit. I don't know. But looking at this damn crazy scribbly line that I'm looking at as a recording, you look fine.
I definitely enjoyed it. Look forward to doing it again.
Groovy.
All right. Have a good night.
But yeah. All right, Joe, tradition here, though.
Hey, who's talking back behind you? Like, give credit.
Give credit. No. Who's talking behind you, Joe? We kept this little background voice. Who's that?
That was my wife.
All right, so we can't really make out what she's saying, but all right, there you go. But there's a tradition here at the Chainsaw Bar.
No.
What?
There's a tradition where we respect somebody's wife.
Yeah, but does she want to be notified? Does she want to be recognized?
Does she want to be notified and recognized?
Because, like, really, that was just kind of sound bit that we didn't understand, and we won't cover it. But in the future, Joe, if she wants to be recognized in the podcast, we will. If she doesn't, we will recognize that. But really, right now, it's hardly a recognizable sound, but it's there. But it doesn't really matter as much. But if she wants to join the podcast, she can. And
or if she wants to be like,
all right,
heard you, sister.
Fair enough. All right. We're both a little buzzed now. It's been fantastic. But traditionally, Joe, we do a chainsaw sound. We call it the chainsaw salute at the end of the podcast. So, like, we'll do a 1, 2, 3, and then vroom, traditionally, or whatever you think a chainsaw sounds like. Whatever sound you want to make for a chainsaw. But we will thank our listeners, and I'll do a little sound out. But generally, like, every time we sound out the show, we do a thanks for listening. Chainsaw sound. So, yeah, let's just end at that. Then we go ding, ding, ding. Let's do the traditional, the original. What? All right. We thank you for listening to the Chainsaw Bar this week. Our regular listeners, thank you. Our Ireland listener, God bless you. Cheers. And everybody in the world that listened to us, our Germany listener, our Australia listener, and the one Japan listener we picked up, cheers. And all the rest of you, we'll cheers you here later. But that's our show for this week. It's been a fun one. We introduced y'all to our new guest, and probably regular, off and on, Joe.
Might be.
Hopefully. Because he does add a bit. His pronouns are he, him, Joe. But there we go. That's our show for this week. We are going to probably have this uploaded here probably by the end of August. Because we didn't have a lot of pops and clicks, and this should edit out quick. The last episode, the 73, was a shit show of editing pops and clicks. But there we go. That's all we got for this show. Y'all be fucking nice to each other. Social distance, because people do spit when they talk. And sometimes they have bad breath. So social distance best you can. And be kind to everybody. Don't be a dickhead.
Yeah, it's worth it to be kind of nice.
Yep. Make sure you be a better driver. Follow the rules. Because that's a scary thing in the world. Real scary. When somebody's driving like a fucking shithead, damn it, that makes it so much worse on us all. That is the horror.
Are learning to drive, and please don't put it on my kids.
Yeah. Like, follow the safe distance beside somebody. And if you know somebody beside you following the safe distance behind the car behind them, don't just cut in from them because you think you can cut a couple fucking feet ahead of them.
Honestly, where are you going?
Where are you going? What's 30 seconds gonna do?
What's it gonna
Like,
do?
I follow about 6 car lengths behind my damn person in front of me if we're on a major highway.
Just don't.
That's it. But that's it. That's our podcast. This has been me, Mike.
Madeline.
And our new guest and friend. Who?
Her. That was Joe.
That was Joe.
Yeah.
All right. On 3, let's do the salute. And we thank y'all for listening. This has been the Chainsaw Bar. 1, 2, 3. Thank y'all for listening. Y'all be good. And we'll be back. Thanks for listening.
Be safe out there.
Be safe out there. Hell yeah. Don't disagree.